A question I receive often is what and how I teach my toddler. And my answer is always that our children will learn the most through just life and the everyday experiences that enable them to understand and connect to the world. Children will learn from anything and everything they see, especially when given the freedom to explore nature, its beauty, and its dangers. So no, I don't use a curriculum or a workbook with my toddler, but naturally because our home environment is built upon being life learners and she's around 4 other homeschooling siblings, she is part of our homeschool classroom. And so today I'm sharing how I help her develop certain skills and the resources we love for doing that.
Go, wow. Good job, teachers.
What's that?
Alligator. Apple.
I think that us parents were so fixed on ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and there's really so much more to early learning than that. But of course, when the child is showing interest, I will feed that. But we focus more on the alphabet sounds rather than letter names. I love alphabet books to introduce letters because it covers both letters and letter sounds. LMNOP is one of our favorite alphabet books, and it's more of a Waldorf style with the Renaissance era inspired illustrations and enchantments. The poems highlight the illustrations which begin with the letter sounds. For example, bear, brown, big belly, berries, basket, bees. C for cave and crystals and cliffs. D for dangerous and deadly, dragon, dark, and door. I also own the parent/teacher's manual to accompany the alphabet book, and I think it's valuable for further storytelling of the illustrations and further activity suggestions and games, like do some gymnastics for letter G, the name game, naming names that begin with the letter G. A lot of the suggestions in this book would be considered, I guess, for a higher grade level. For example, multiple sounds to each letter, letter blends, because formal academics like reading is not actually introduced until the age of 6 or grade 1 in the Waldorf method. But again, that's just dependent of the child, and so in my opinion, this resource can be modified for younger children.
Montessori sandpaper letters are another favorite method for teaching phonics and more. Sandpaper letters engage children in using 3 of their senses: visual, auditory, and tactile. We use no more than 2 or 3 letters at a time, and first I introduce how to make a letter by tracing with our fingers, all while making the letter sound. Again, the emphasis here is on the sounds that the letter makes, not the letter name.
Who's knocking on the door?
It's G, 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 G. Can you say G, G? G. We like to use these sandpaper letters for many activities. We like to do sound matching. Bella will often use these as a guide for handwriting, so for letter formation. A favorite activity is using a sound box or a sound basket. So you fill it with small objects that begin with the letter sound. So we take out each object and name it, drawing attention to the beginning sound. A sounds like
Apple.
apple. That's right. A sounds like alligator. We can use it for sorting. The kids also enjoy a sound scavenger hunt where they wander the house finding items to fill the sound basket. You can also mix it up for an older child and do this for middle or ending sounds. We also enjoy an activity of an alphabetical order, so spreading the tiles on the floor and arranging them in a long line or train in alphabetical order. There's guess the letter game, so you blindfold the child and have them guess the letter by how it feels. And just a simple alphabet match where you match a letter to a letter. So with a wooden set of letters or magnet letters, and you match it to the respective sandpaper letter tile. Bible, or whether you call it devotionals, basically any time in the presence of God, it is an integral part of not just our homeschool but our everyday life. And my favorite for the youngest is Jesus Storybook Bible. It reads God's great story of salvation. The multiple award-winning Jesus Storybook Bible tells the story beneath all the stories in the Bible. It takes the whole Bible to tell this story, and at the center of the story there is a baby, the child upon whom everything would depend on. From Noah to Moses to King David, every story whispers his name. Jesus is like the missing piece in a puzzle, that piece that makes all the other pieces fit together. Let's start with that it's beautifully written. In my opinion, it's condensed and translated appropriately for young children. Long enough, but not too dragged out to lose their attention. Each story is just about 2 to 3 pages long. And of course, the illustrations are just so unique and colorful and beautiful. I love the diversity of the interpretation of biblical characters, skin tones, hair, facial features. And while it's without a doubt a cartoon, there's a softness to the characters that make them lifelike. There's a wonderful cartoon series, many of the episodes of which you can stream on YouTube for free. And there are plenty of devotional resources on sites like Etsy and Teachers Pay Teachers that you can print to accompany this Bible. Movement is such a big part of a child's day, and my littles love gymnastics, but we're opting out of it for the next few months. At home, we do like to practice yoga for movement and mindfulness, and this picture book, Good Night Yoga, has been fun to make part of our nighttime routine. Each page is a beautiful illustrated pose and the story related to nighttime. The last few pages have a yoga flow that you can follow if you want to skip through the story some days, and a breathing or mindfulness exercise. Mindful Kids, 50 Mindfulness Activities for Kindness, Focus, and Calm by Barefoot Kids. This says ages 4 to 104, which is definitely true. So there are 50 cards, 5 categories. A category in calm, so a happy hum. Use your inner hum to settle down. Rest and relax, swaying trees, untangle your branches, a yoga pose. Focus, open your ears, build your listening skills, a mindfulness exercise. Start your day category is mindful mood. Notice how you feel in the morning by drawing a mood drawing. And open your heart, loving kindness, greet people with peace in your heart. As you can see, the cards are larger than my hand, colorful and just beautifully illustrated, a nice durable thick material and like a glossy laminated finish. I created an entire video dedicated to mindfulness resources, and I will link that video for you. Board games, of course, are a fun, hands-on way of learning many topics, and board games are usually hit with many different ages. Luna's all-time favorite board game is for storytelling, which prepares a child for creative writing, and it is Ebu Fairy Tale Spin to Play. The goal is to collect different elements to tell a story. It's classic Ebu quality. The pieces are sturdy and durable, and the illustrations are just unique and beautiful. So what the players do is they spin to select the elements for their fairy tale. When they've collected one of each element or category, which are a scene, a hero, a magical helper, a rival, a magical object, transportation, and a treasure, they tell the tale that these elements evoke.
Circle Times has many benefits in early education and beyond, in my opinion. Of course, what it looks like exactly changes as our children get older. But with my toddler to 7 year old, we love opening our day with specifically finger plays. And this is my favorite finger play song resource. I found this on a Waldorf BST page and clearly it's vintage, so I apologize that I cannot link it for you, but I will try my best to find something close to it. I have featured this resource before, so I'll just briefly give a short explanation here. So there are 18 finger plays, and you get the lyrics to the finger play along with the finger movement to go with each line or each sentence of the finger play. You do also get a music sheet, which we do not use. Finger plays are wonderful for warming up fingers, for pre-writing or form drawing, handwriting, art, and playing an instrument. Speaking of finger movement, we love stickers, sticker books, and sticker activity pads. First, stickers are wonderful for developing fine motor as a child peels the sticker and hand-eye coordination as the child places the sticker on the page. And sticker books are just such a fun way to learn about many topics and themes. I've shared, probably overshared too much about our favorite sticker book, which are the Nat Geo Kids sticker activity books. So today I want to share a few other favorites, and the first one is Papercraft by Design, and you can find these at Dollar Tree. We have all sorts of books about animals and habitats. I like that the stickers are nonfiction and actual photographs of the animals, just like in the Nat Geo books. The informational text is short but informative, and we enjoy reading them. And a favorite with my 3-year-old are these sticker activity pads by Melissa and Doug. And so there are 5 scenes that you can create in over 175 stickers. So what's great about these is that the stickers are reusable because they're more of like a vinyl type feel, and they just sit right on top of these big laminated pages or scenes. And so we have fun just moving them and making all sorts of scenes together. There are many more themes to choose from for both boys and girls, and I find that these have been wonderful for teaching her prepositional words or phrases like on top of the counter or under the table, in the sink. Also great for naming things, developing vocabulary, and even prompts for storytelling. Printable activities are a great hands-on method for early learning. You can create your own, or you can purchase them on all sorts of websites, some even for free, and in all sorts of subjects and skills. Luna is learning about the world continents, and so this is a stamp sorting printable I created. There's a color for each continent, and here she is using those sorting skills, which are pre-math skills and logic. Another printable activity that Luna enjoys for logic are which is different activity cards. And so there are 4 squares of pictures here, but one is different, and so she is to identify that one. You can get all sorts of creative with these printable activities. So this one I turned into a file folder, and this is also for a math skill, which is symmetry. So she's matching the butterfly wings. A popular math printable activity are count it and clip it cards. This is good for one-to-one correspondence and number identification, and paired with a clothespin for fine motor. And so while we're on the subject of printable activities, let's talk about our next favorite, and that is to pair our 3-part cards with Safari LTD tubes or miniature figures. So there are these little plastic figures of all sorts of topics like animals, geography, landmarks, historical figures, wonderful quality and nice detail. Of course, they can be used for play. My kids use them in small world play or sensory bins, but we also love to pair them with the Montessori 3-part cards. Here, Luna learned about the life cycle of a butterfly.
I've also used a set to teach her planet names. During our human body unit study, this was Luna's favorite work, discussing and matching human body organs. Loose parts. So here I have 7 sets of Grappat mandala wooden pieces, which are so wonderful as loose parts. But loose parts can also be objects from nature, like twigs and seashells. I also have wooden pieces from the craft store. We use loose parts for all sorts of math activities like counting, addition, subtraction, sorting, patterns. I pair loose parts with fine motor tools for my younger children who need to develop fine motor skills. Here I have a variety of tools, some from Dollar Tree, some are from Learning Resources. They have a fun set of fine motor tools, and I find kids chopsticks and wooden toaster tongs, things of that sort on Amazon. Sensory activities are a daily activity in our home as well. We make our own Play Doh, we use air dry clay and modeling clay, and a top favorite is kinetic sand. So we pair any of those previously mentioned loose parts and fine motor tools, and we've got hours of scooping and transferring, kneading, working those little finger muscles and developing those finger muscles, and of course, just lots of fun and play. Practical life, another essential part of the day. Now, practical life can be learning how to get dressed and put on your shoes and tie your shoes. But today I'm talking specifically our favorite tools for kitchen practical life work. And so these tools here have been my children's beginner tools, starting with the crinkle chopper knife, and this one is from Amazon. The blade is stainless steel and can still definitely cut into little fingers, so we do supervise, but it's a great beginner tool for chopping fruits and veggies. We also enjoy this set of nylon knives. The edges are serrated, so they are effective for slicing and not frustrating for my littles. Puzzles and more puzzles. Really, we can't get enough of them. Puzzles are another material for hands on learning of many topics, also for developing skills in logic, problem solving, and hand eye coordination. I've mentioned these Montessori Anatomy of Zoology puzzles as one of our favorites here on my channel. We pair them with 3-part cards to learn body part names, and I really can't recommend them enough. Another puzzle my Luna is into is this alphabet train by Melissa and Doug, and I found it thrifted, which is why it looks so beat up, but it's still been a gem for us. We work on this together, again practicing letter sounds and also sequencing the alphabetical order. And we all love the Melissa and Doug floor puzzles. It's just something about just spreading out all over the floor and sitting down together to put these puzzles together. And as I've mentioned, Luna is learning the world continents as we're moving through a big geography year here. So through this puzzle with her, I get to explore the world, learning and just a lot of discussion about locations, shapes, animals and their habitats, and names of oceans. Just as exercise and movement are essential for a person's holistic health and child development, I believe that so is art. So here are a few of Luna's favorite art supplies, starting with coloring, the Crayola twistable crayons, and these are the silly scents, which are always fun and it adds a sensory dimension to artwork. The twistable design makes it so that they never have to be sharpened, which I love, and it also prevents the crayon from breaking. The big favorite throughout the household are beeswax crayons, and this brand is a more affordable option. The kids love them because the coloring is just so smooth and rich in vibrant colors. The jumbo size of these triangular shapes are also great for younger children in learning proper grip. Along with her crayons, Luna enjoys these crayon rubbing stencils, and we found these at Dollar Tree, and we've collected all sorts of shapes. So we just lay a sheet of paper on top of the stencil, rub a crayon over the paper, and it's like magic to her. Luna loves working with stamps, and I enjoy using them to create work or worksheets for her. And this is a cute little stamp set by Melissa and Doug. The stamps are bright and cheerful designs, and the ink is washable, which is important with younger children. The handles make it so that the child isn't dipping their fingers in the ink pad, and easier for the child to manipulate. Another favorite is as simple as glue. Of course, colorful or even glittery glue makes for extra fun. And her favorite thing to glue is tissue or kite paper. It's bright and colorful and easy for her to tear or cut and just make all sorts of beautiful art collage. Modeling clay is a newer favorite. We love this one because it never dries out, and so we can reuse it, and Crayola claims it to be non-toxic. It doesn't piece off everywhere like Play-Doh does, so I think that's why I've been reaching for it more. And it's just a wonderful tool for creative and tactile art. The same for beeswax modeling wax, which I've spoken about a lot. This is a bit more of a natural option, but again, we enjoy it in the same way, especially during reading out loud to keep little hands busy. And finally, I don't think that there's a craft my young children enjoy more than making peg dolls. I myself love making them. So I keep this little cardboard box available to them with wooden peg dolls of all shapes and sizes. Our favorite peg dolls are from achildsdream.com. We have found them to be the best wood quality and also the best prices. And of course, I will post a link down below. So the kids can reach for their paints if they wish to paint them, or I also keep scrap felt in here for clothes and accessories and yarn for hair. My girls love everything fairies and making them, so here I have some paper wings, and then they adhere all of it with this tacky craft glue. And there's just something so special about creating their own toys and little playthings. Friends, if you've been watching our channel since the very beginning, you may recall videos of baby Luna and her days of Montessori toy shelves. It's so hard for me to believe that now I'm making videos and documenting her own homeschool journey. In the late fall, she will be official preschool age, and because she does show so much interest in early learning, I have more preschool related videos to come. So be sure to subscribe for more of our content and give this video a like if you do enjoy our content. We always appreciate your love.